Alright, this is the tutorial video for frag orders. It's late January 2023. What we're looking at here is a little tease of what a public frag order might look like. We're going to kind of do a deep dive of both the mission creator and the mission participant side and look at some of the features that we've got. So let's take a look. Alright, so we're going to start with the mission creator side of things. I'm here in the DCS mission editor. I've got my awesome little strike mission that I put together. What I want to do is publish this to frag orders so that the people that are actually going to run the mission can see it and get a sense for what we're doing, and then we'll go into like how they can actually plan it and add waypoints and things like that later. So just to give a quick tour here, we've got some stuff at Inserlic. We've got some Vipers, and we've got some tankers over here. 2 tankers. I've got an AWACS. I've also got a friendly Patriot here. Down on the red side, there's some targets as well as some SAM sites here. We got it looks like an SA2, some other things down here. So that's a quick tour of the mission. We got some drawing objects too. Important thing to note about these is they're on we got one on author layer and one on common layer. I hope that's coming through in the video, but okay, so I've got my mission. I'm going to save it. This mission's called Frag Orders Demo. Now I'm going to hop over to my web browser and use frag orders here. So here's a landing page. I'm going to go ahead and sign in via Discord OAuth here. And what I can do is create a new frag order. So all I need to do is drag and drop that MIS that I just saved in here. There we go. I can also associate with Discord server. I'll show how that works a little bit later. But so now I'm going to submit this. What frag orders is going to do is parse that mission. It's also going to tell me some stuff about it, right? So this is kind of just a sanity check. 3 Blue 4 groups, flyable. We got some Red 4 vehicle groups. This is just kind of a sanity check to make sure you got the right MIS file. So you can see up here also this has not been published yet, so there's no public URL for this at the moment. You also got some options here. You can control which units are shown, so maybe there's a time where you don't want to show Red 4 units, but the default ones should work, and we'll go through how those work after we publish here. Publish, get a little spinny wheel, and publish successfully. Come up here, now we've got a published by coalition. So we can say there could in the future there'll be support for Red 4, but not at the moment. So we can say view, and there it is visualized. So this you can then send this URL to the people that are flying the mission. They can kind of come in here and click on stuff and see what's going on. So if I'm flying in the Panther flight here, I can click on my different waypoints. I can see stuff about them. I can click on these groups here. See, like, okay, that's it's like a SAM site here, the one that we saw in our DCS MIS. There's also some other navigational stuff here. I can click on air bases and see TAC in and runways and ILS and that fun stuff. Some support assets here. I can check what overload's up to over here. I can see TAC in for the tankers ahead of time, shell, etc. If I navigate back to my group here, I've got my waypoints. Don't have any channels configured. I'll show how to do that. But for example, if I want to see these auto-generated Kneeboards is one of the sort of key features of frag orders. So click on that. I can get this Kneeboard that I can then download if I want as the mission participant. Right, we're looking at the public frag order here, so I can download this if I want. Yeah, the other thing I can do, jumping back to the mission creator side here, is I can add some automatically generated Kneeboards to the mission. So these are going to get injected directly into the MIS. So we'll see, like, for example, here's the airfield comms table. There's only one airbase, so not super useful, but if I had another airbase, it would look better. I can, for each of the groups, I can have lineup cards for them. So got these different ones. Okay, so all you can do is add those. Add that one. And now, if I go over to this job section, here's the two jobs they're going to run. So these are going to run on the MIS file themselves and get downloaded as a new mission. So I'm going to run that. I don't know if you'll be able to see the download coming through here, but that just downloaded. So if I go back over to DCS and open that, let's see here. And so let's say open. Downloads. So this gives it a little updated suffix spec here. And if I fly that, I should have some kneeboards. So let me hop in as Python here. If I fly, I'm going to use a hotkey here to bring up my kneeboards. And you can see these are in there now. So I've got my, so mission participant doesn't have to do anything. The mission creator can auto inject these, right? We have some interesting info here. You can add notes. So that's the auto. So the one thing is DCS doesn't allow you to do kneeboards by group. So these are by airframe. So unfortunately they'll have duplicates or kneeboards that they're not concerned with, but it's the best we can do for now as far as I know. Alright, that's the kneeboard functionality. Let's look at the planning stuff. Alright, so let's do a deep dive on some of the planning features here of Frag orders, which is kind of the killer feature, the best part in my opinion. This will probably be for like a subscription. I'm probably going to charge for this functionality, so just keep that in mind as we're showing this here. Alright, so what we're going to do is I got a kind of an empty strike mission that we'll drop in here for NTTR. Again, I'm on a mission creator side here. I'm going to use the 40th SOC, a lot of people that helped me develop this tool, so they're going to be the Discord server that I associate this with, so we're going to submit that. Okay, Frag order has not been published. We've got our default publish options, a couple key ones here. Allow planners to set radio frequencies. We want to make sure that's checked for the planning stuff that we're about to do. So publish. Okay, I'm going to add some planning rules. So let's say for myself, Green, you're allowed to do the ghost flight, which is a bunch of Vipers. I'm going to say my good friend Rowdy, you can do the Mustang flight. Submit those rules. So we got this mission on NTTR. Got this range out here. We got some threats. We got some bad guys. So we've also got some jets down here. We got 3 groups. So we got a group of Vipers, a group of group of Hornets, and a group of Tomcats here. So you notice they don't have any waypoints. That's kind of the ideal scenario if you want this to be kind of planned by users. So you allow them to drop all their waypoints and they can configure things however they want. Okay, let's hop over to Frag orders and go through the planning interface. So I published my Frag order here. I've added my planning rules. These 2 people can add waypoints. Let's go to the public URL for that. Get rid of these other tabs. So there it is. I am signed in as myself at the moment. So here's my group of Vipers here. So what I can do is add the waypoints that I want without having to bother the mission creator. And of course it's broken because demos. Alright, I think I fixed that bug. So let's see if we can plan this flight now as Ghost Flight. So in my planning menu here, I click on Ghost. I can now, should be able to add a waypoint. Let's zoom in a little bit. Okay, I'm going to add a waypoint. I like to have one waypoint on the airfield. So there's my waypoint. This color is determined by the group name. So if you always have the same group names, you should have the same colors. So before we go any further, let's set a time on target for this. So mission start time is, what do we got? Zulu 4:55. So let's give ourselves like 10 minutes to take off here. We'll name this home. It's already set to 0 AGL. And we'll say, I don't know, let's say 5:05 would be 10 minutes. So we know where the ground speed for now. So we'll save that waypoint. Save this home. We'll add another one here. Alright, so we'll say we want to have one that's kind of out by the tankers here. So add that one. Call this one tank. So we can up the time on target here to say, actually shorten it down to say like, so after we take off, we'll say alright, that should work. So that's our tank. We can set this if we want to something higher. So we'll say like, what are we at, 20,000 MSL. Save. That looks good to me. What are the tankers at? Here we can see the tankers. No, we can't see their altitudes, can we? Anyway, so there's that one. We'll add another waypoint here. Say this one, we'll say, maybe we'll call this one our initial point. So IP. We'll say that's 20 minutes after, so that gives us time to tank and stuff. Okay, save it, and then let's add, we'll say we'll pretend we're doing seed here. We'll say kill this thing. Oops. Okay, and this will be target. And then our time on target, well, this will be what, like 25 minutes? Need to check my, save that. 20. So it's only 60 miles, so let's say, yeah, whatever. We won't worry about how slow it is. Okay, we'll add one more. Screw it, that's fine. That's good enough for now. Okay, so I'm going to submit that plan. So nothing, don't refresh your browser while you're doing this. You submit, and now it's finalized. So probably some usability enhancements to come on that, so you don't lose all your progress if you refresh the page. But okay, so we've submitted our plan. That's our waypoints. Kind of saved it. What we can also do here is input radio frequencies that we want to use. So, for example, if we go in here, this data entry button down here. Data entry. And what we can do is give ourselves frequencies. So I forgot the Nellis ATC frequency, so we'll pretend it's 249 for now. We'll say Nellis ATC. And these are going to get programmed into the various channels. We'll say the tankers are 240. Tankers. AWACS will be 251, so we'll say AWACS. Okay, that's probably good enough for now. Over here, we can give ourselves some like inner flight maybe. So maybe we want 128 for our flight, and we'll call this one Ghost. We'll call it Ops, Ghost Ops. Okay, but then maybe we want on another preset, we want to talk to the Hornets. Okay, I'll say the Hornets are at 137. And we'll say Hornets, Hornet Ops. Okay, and then lastly, maybe we want to hop and talk to a JTAC. So say 133, maybe that's the JTAC freak. Say JTAC, something like that. Okay, so now what we can do is submit this, and I'll get added to our plan. Those will get updated. The other thing we can do is save this to a file and reuse it later. So I'll do save to file here, and that just got downloaded to a JSON file that you can reuse later in another mission or copy it to another group. If there were another Viper group, we could copy these to them, so that way you can kind of copy between groups if you want, if you're a planner for those groups. Another interesting thing here, we're going to add some notes for our that'll show up on our Kneeboards, our auto-generated Kneeboards. So we'll say, hey, don't target is SA2, don't fly over the top. Something like that. So we can have that just kind of like as notes. We can also say divert field is Creech. Add some more info. Okay, so now if we want to go back over to our check out our Kneeboard, what this will look like here. We've got our notes. Let's go to here. You can see the notes section here. So this will show up for people, even if they're not planners, they'll be able to see this. Got our comms here just in case you want to see it, but then probably the more interesting way is the Kneeboard, where you can kind of see where we're flying. Let me make this a little bigger. Tough to see it there, but you get the idea. And then the mission creator, this is what ought to get generated if the mission creator wants it in there. So okay, so we set our radio frequencies. Let's take a look at what that looks like in DCS. Okay, so we'll open that mission that we just planned. The mission creator has downloaded it. Downloads this one here into TR. So remember we had an empty mission before. And here's our waypoints. Hopefully with the time on target inputted there, we'll see if that makes it into the jet. Should. We also got comms frequencies set as well. Remember these are not the defaults, 249, etc. So that's great. The planners did that. The mission creator didn't have to do anything, which takes a lot of burden off of them of configuring this for everybody. Alright, let's hop in the jet and make sure it worked. Okay, here we are in our hot started jet here. Okay, you can see we've got some UHF and VHF frequencies already here. That's good. Let's look at the waypoints here. That looks about right. I like to look at the time on target as well, so we'll go to the cruise page here. Let's go up one. Maybe that's not the right steer point page here. Yeah, there it is. Okay, steer point 2, 0533. That should match up. Let's take a look at our Kneeboard here. Alright, what did we say? Yeah, that's looking right. That's what we put in. 20 minutes at the IP, and should be 25 minutes. Yeah, cool. I don't know why I'm surprised. I knew it would work. Okay, we also got some notes down here in our Kneeboard. You know, to help you collaborate a little bit better. We also got our comms plan here. Let's look at the comms real quick. So preset 1 will increment preset 2. Yep, looking good. Preset 3. So now you can just hit the up and down button, like a real fighter pilot. Same here. 3, cool. Currently, this is only supported on a subset of modules, most of the popular ones. So most of the popular full fidelity ones, I should say. So the Viper, the Hornet, Tomcat, I believe the JF-17, the Apache should work. I have to look and see some of the other ones that we've got. We've got a whole bunch. So should work on most of them. If it's pretty easy to add. Certain modules don't have programmable radios like the A10, but everything else you can. If it's got a programmable radio in the mission editor, you can add it. You can add it pretty quickly in Frag. So that is the gist of the planning features. Thanks for watching.